Hello, this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, please hit that subscribe, and there's a little bell, and if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when my videos come up. So anyway, this is Christmas banners, and it's the bundle. So you got your dies and stamps. It's in the mini catalog for 2023 on page 11. Now, it does coordinate with the Sweet Candy Cane bundle, but I've already done that card. And you know what? If you want to see my beautiful cards, and I did my card class on the candy canes, and they were amazing. I'll put the link in the description of my video. So how do you get to the description of my video? Right next to the title of the video, there should be like a little down arrow. You click that, or show more, and you click that. And everything about my cards is in there. So all the dimensions, all the products I've used. I'm also an Amazon affiliate, which means I've been totally checked out. So if you like anything in here that's not Stampin' Up, like my glass here, and it's also a light board, and it's also has a cutting mat, is amazing. So that's all in the description of my video. So go ahead and refer to that. But okay, so this bundle, I'm only going to use this bundle plus a couple little things, like I'm going to use rectangle stitched frames and stylish shapes, which I've been using quite a bit. I'm also going to be using some doohickeys here, some red rhinestone basic jewels. I mean, I think these are amazing. I think that Stampin' Up! Should grandfather certain products and never retire them. And this is one of them. I use this one all the time, so that's a goodie. Also, the fine sparkle adhesive back gems, these blue ones, and these really cool adhesive back stars, which are amazing. And you can put these on an inside of a card, which is great. So first of all, I went ahead and I stamped everything out and I cut everything out. And there are layering pieces and there are things that don't layer. So obviously the banners layer and die cut. Some of the little branches and everything stamp and die cut, and some don't. And I put them here. Now, so they decided to put this on a photopolymer stamp. And these don't stamp really dark when you have a solid. So these solids right here, they don't stamp solid. You might be able to get these two to stamp okay, but this one, you're definitely going to have to use a Stamparatus. And that's what I've done in all of the cards, as I use the Stamparatus on all three of them. So that, I don't know why they didn't use the regular cling stamps, but they used a photopolymer, so that's what you get. So this is how they all stamped out. And so, I mean, the rest of it stamps really well, especially the twig and the berries. And I'll show you that on some of the inside of the card. This is a really cool stamp. I went, oh, that looks really cool. So my son is getting married next weekend. So what I did is I just made a bunch of cards for you. It's not rocket science. I'll tell you how to do it. Also in the description of my video will be all the dimensions and everything I used. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm trying to get all my videos in before my son gets married. So I've got 8 cards I'm going to show you. So I'm going to just take the dies off here. The first one is Season's Greetings, which everybody needs if you're going to do like cards for a business, and they have to be pretty, generic. And these were beautiful. So I used the Tahitian Tide card base, and this is just 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I took it and I got some basic white, and the basic white is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I took another piece of Tahitian Tide in 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is that Snowflake specialty vellum, they call it. And I put it over the Tahitian Tide, so I get that blue in the background. And that's also cut 4 by 5 1/4. And then I stamped on the Stamparatus in Tahitian Tide, the Season's Greeting. Now, there is a correct way to do the Season's Greetings. There's this way. And if you do it this way, you'll notice this area here is larger than this area. So you definitely want to make sure that the greetings go on the side that's larger, because this, you won't have enough space. So there is an upside down to it. So, but I put that up on dimensionals, and then I took those adhesive back stars and I put them in the center of a few of the snowflakes. And then I put the fine sparkle adhesive back gems on top of it. So I thought that looked really cool. And then I did white, Tahitian tied white, and I put those stars inside. And I'll have all the dimensions for the inside in the description of the video, so you can just pull that up. But this is card number 1. Here's card number 2, and it looks really similar to card number 1, but different. Hey, I've got a wedding to go to. I got to make these cards quick. I've got like 2 more videos to do before my son gets married, because I'm going to be gone for like 4 days, and it's a destination wedding. So I hope you like the way I'm doing this video, where I'm not actually making and I'm just showing you all the cards, because this is the way it's got to be for a couple days. Anyway, so this is also Tahitian tied, which I really liked with this stamp set. And then I took rectangle stitch frames, and I took the second and third largest and made this nice little frame. I also took another piece of that Tahitian tied, and I cut the Snowflake vellum on top of it, and then bumped them up on dimensionals with the stamped from the Stamparatus. And the inside, I did that same thing as I did here, because, I mean, why change it? It looks really nice. And those stars are just nice and flat, so you could put those on the inside of your card. So I really like that. And then, of course, I put the fine sparkle adhesive gems just without the stars this time. Like this one, I put the stars in the middle as well, and then the blue on top of it. But it's different. It's definitely different. So this is card number 2. Here's card number 3, which is way different than the other ones. And this is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 in garden green. And I used all different kinds of papers with all these cards. I took my whole whatever I've got. So I've got a lot of mixing up here. So I took a piece of this little polka dot one, is called Santa Express, and which is this cool paper. I really like it. And then I took a piece of black, basic black, and I cut the black 3 by 5 1/4, and then another piece of Santa Express 275 by 5. I did the Season's Greetings in real red on the Stamparatus, of course. And then I took the real red ribbon. Now this one's part of that pack, the red and the garden green combo pack from the mini catalog. And that part number and all the part numbers for everything are in the description of the video. You can even click on any of those links for the Stampin' Up site, and it goes right to my Stampin' Up store and through Stampin' Up. And you can place an order there. Please place an order. That'd be cool. Anyway, so, and then on the inside, we've got black, that Santa Express, and white. And this stamp is killer. This little twig with the berries, look at how cute that is. I went, wow, I really actually like that quite a bit. But anyway, this is card number 3. Here's card number 4, and this is Evening Evergreen, 5.5 by 4 1/4, of course. And then I use Boughs of Holly as the background, just 4 by 5 1/4, and I went ahead and I shadowed it with basic black, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I took another piece of Boughs of Holly, and this one is cut 1.5 by 5 1/4, and then I trimmed it with more of the Evening Evergreen, and this is an 1/8 by 5 1/4. And like I said, all the dimensions are in the description of the video, so you don't have to frantically write it down or go back and try to catch what I'm saying. And then I, of course, did the banner on the Stamparatus in the real red and the garden green, and of course, I got to bling it up with the red rhinestone basic jewels. These should be grandfathered. They never should ever retire these. These are great. I wish they made green ones. That'd be cool, but oh well. And then on the inside, I took that beautiful Boughs of Holly paper again, and then the white is only a 4 by 3, and there's that little stamp again. Gosh, I really, really like this little stamp. So anyway, this is card number 4. Here's card number 5, and this is a real red base, 5.5 by 4 1/4, of course. And then I took a piece of basic black, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. Now it kind of looks like it's like the black here is part of the shadow, and it's not. What I did is this green paper here. This is from Sweetest Christmas, and then I took the second largest rectangle or square here from Stylish Shapes, and I made all these squares out of Santa's Express. Now, I wanted to shadow it because I originally had this card without the shadow and it just kind of got lost. So then I took some basic black, and they didn't have one that shadowed small enough from Stylish Shapes. So I cut a piece of basic black in a square, and this is 1.5 by 1.5, and I backed it. And then I put it on Sweetest Christmas. So I just kind of offset all these different colors of paper here. And then I put on the Stamparatus, the banner, and it's real red and garden green. And then on the inside, it's that Sweetest Christmas again. Here is that little stamp. It is these two right here is amazing. And this is just a 4x3. So this is card number 5. Here's card number 6, and this one's really pretty. 5.5 by 4.25, of course. And then I've got a basic white, which is 4.125 by 5 3/8. And this paper is the Boughs of Holly, which is really pretty. And then I also took another piece of Boughs of Holly. It's not real red. This is Boughs of Holly on one of the back sides, and I cut it with the largest Stylish Shapes. And then I cut a bunch of the greenery here. If you notice, I'm not really using the stamped greenery. I just didn't do it, but I stamped a billion. I wasted my time and cut a whole bunch in all the different greens, and yeah, I didn't use any of it. Maybe I'll use it on something else. And then, of course, I cut a bunch of banners, too, because I just like, giving myself busy work. Anyway, so I just cut these without the stamp, just these solid ones. And I put the real red rhinestones. Please don't ever retire these Stampin' Up. I love them. So, and I bumped this up on dimensionals, of course, and I just nailed these down. And the inside is that beautiful Boughs of Holly paper again, and a 4x3. And here's that little stamp. It's just like an all-purpose stamp. So anyway, this is card number 6. Here's card number 7, and I love the glimmer paper. I just love it. I did a card class where 3 of the 4 cards were all glimmer. It was amazing. So this is card number 7. Now, this is an A6 card. An A6 card is a 9 by 6 1/4, and then you score it at 4.5, and it just makes a bigger card. And I thought that I would make this bigger because I wanted to put a lot of this greenery here. So this is real red, and then I use silver foil. Now I kind of cried a little bit because I put this card together and I forgot to cut out the middle of the silver foil. So if you've got something like this that's covered up anyway, take your rectangle stitch frames and cut out the middle. Like this silver, I should have used the second largest rectangle here and cut out the middle and saved it, but I didn't. Anyway, and then I used the red, and it's in the red and white glimmer papers in the new catalog, and I love this stuff too. And then I took that solid die for all the little branches and stuff, and I cut these out in the white glimmer paper, the metallic, which is really gold foil, the silver foil, the copper foil, and mixed them all up here and put this on my Stamparatus, made the banner, of course, and put it up on dimensionals. Isn't that pretty? Now, on the inside, I forgot I was doing an A6 card. Otherwise, I would have made this bigger. But anyway, I took the red and white glimmer, and I put the red on the bottom, and I did cut out the middle. So I've got this middle piece that I'm not wasting. And then I did the same thing with the white. I cut out the middle, and then I did the red again. I cut out the middle, which is actually this piece that I cut out here. So I used one piece and used it a few times. And then this is basic white. And I put a couple of the silver, and I think that's copper from the leaves, and put that together. But if you're going to make this card, obviously make it bigger, but it's fine. No one's going to care. So anyway, this is card number 7. Here's card number 8. And hey, before we finish up here and I tell you about card number 8, if you like the way I'm doing it, I'm just showing you a bunch of cards, because sometimes we just need ideas. You don't necessarily need to see how I've done it, because it's not rocket science, unless I've done something really like extreme, which I do occasionally. Well, all the time. Anyway, but all of these cards were kind of basic. So it's like, I don't need to show you how to do it. You know how to cut. Anyway, so this is in real red base. I put down that silver foil in the 5.5 by 4 1/4, and that metallic foil, which is the gold foil, which isn't the gold foil. There's 2 kinds. Anyway, this is that metallic gold foil. And then that red and white glimmer paper again. I just love it. So I took that solid piece of let's see, it's got to be this one right here. And I cut it out in the red and white and just made a wreath out of it. And of course, I used my favorite gems on there. Don't ever retire these. I would like be very, very upset. I would write it like a letter, stamp it up. What the heck? You got to like keep some things, just grandfather it in. Anyway, so I put a bunch of those little things on like they're berries. I bumped up the tag here, which I of course did on my Stamparatus in the real red and garden green. And then on the inside, I did use my rectangle stitch frames and I cut out all the foil behind it because why waste it? So I did the silver and the gold and basic white. And I took some more of those pieces in just different dies and I build them up here. So this is card number 8. So here's all 8 cards. I hope you like the way I did it this time. If you prefer that I just make things or if I show things, put a comment in here and I'll do whatever you want. I'm, you know, I do whatever. So, but that will do it for me. So thanks.